Hello, Patreon folks, and I got another video here. This is another little exercise here. I just did this 10 minutes ago, and I want to watch it here for the first time and really kind of get in and see what happened. This was the target here. This is an array I believe it's in Russia, that picks up signals from outer space. And so that's what the target was. I, of course, blind to the target. And let's see here. And I'm going in to see what I can experience, or what sensations are going to come up first with this target. And again, target is just a default word for range in time and space. It can either be a point in time and space or a range of time in space. Let's see what happened here. Okay, experiment 160113. I gotta flip my pen. Oh, okay. And drop it. Flip it and drop it.
113. What?
God.
What sensations are here?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Check and make sure I'm recording. And this is what's different in my work, is that I go into these experiments and I want to show these to people. Because what I'm looking for is, what am I going to experience? What sensations are going to be triggered first? Everything else that you see in the public sector regarding remote viewing is results-based remote viewing. People want to tell you, what's happening at this secret location, or alien stuff, or someone is trying to have a question answered. And they're using remote viewing or remote viewers to answer that question, because that's what they want. They want to either prove it via remote viewing, or they want to showcase remote viewing. And that's not, I do that, sure, I do that with crypto viewing. I do that with my vacation targets, which I'm in the process of finishing one. I'll talk about that in a second. But these are not that, and that's what's different about my work, and what has been different about my work for at least the last 6 or 7 years, is that it's focused on the experience that is taking place, and that's a part of my work, and that's a part of my work that I love to put out and show what is happening and analyze what is actually happening when an actual remote viewing is taking place, as opposed to just give me the answer to whatever we're trying to find out or whatever. So anyway, that's what I'm doing here. Yeah, I got a vacation target that I'm working with Dustin. I'm a bunch of sessions in, and I'm at that point now where I want to wrap it up. So I'm trying to, in my mind, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I finish this now, and that's where I am with it. So hopefully, I'm going to finish it this weekend, do enough session work on it to have it done, and I can start putting it up. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see if I'm done dropping my pen or the whiteboard marker.
Allow.
Caught it.
1601. What sensations can I experience here? 160113.
See, that's called an ideogram, and that is a process or a technique to allow my nervous system to respond to making contact with that point in time and space. And it will produce this kind of squiggly line thing. Sometimes I don't feel much of from an ideogram, and that's okay. But sometimes I feel something very strongly, and then those are the ones that I'll pay attention to. When I get these loops here, I pay attention to that. There's something to that. So um, I will take this much more into consideration than just some kind of down and out or something like that, where I don't really feel much, but this one I could feel it.
Flat, dense, open, heavy. It was like a large objects, like that. What else? 160. 160.
Oh, I'm out of the frame.
Oh, another
I
loop.
didn't even check.
And another round. Around.
See, this is what I'm trying to resolve. Well, not too intensely, but I'm getting that there are multiple whatever's going on there. Hang on. Okay, thank you. Whatever's going on here, there's multiple objects, and I'm getting kind of strange shapes. I'm getting circular shapes, and I'm not sure exactly how they fit together other than they're somehow connected. And with the session like this, I don't really care how they're connected. I don't really want to go into that unless something like that comes in that is more conceptual, or I'm feeling some idea coming through the idea generation realms of the processing. Then I'll explore it. But for right now, there's multiple large objects. They're close to each other, and I'm getting shapes that are round and kind of rectangular, or some type of angle, and I'm okay with that. I feel I'm on target, and that's good enough for me. I want to get back to what I'm experiencing.
Is that where my round is? Round? Round. 160113. Another loop. Another loop. These people? A loop like that. Inside.
See, now the reason that I ask, let me pause here. This, in some remote viewing systems, a loop in an ideogram can mean a human being or a life form. And that comes from, in the military days, they were attempting to produce or entrain the viewers to produce specific types of ideograms that they could recognize. A loop would mean a life form, or maybe several loops would mean energy. An angle would mean a man-made object. Wavy would mean water. Flat across would mean land. It doesn't always work that way, but they were attempting to entrain the viewers to produce ideograms that were recognizable like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I allow myself to produce and express whatever's coming through without trying to make it into something. But if it comes through in a certain kind of quality, like these ones, like I say, I give it more attention. It means something. I'm on target. The input is coming through.
Dark, open, flat, curved, green, and this idea of a mountain.
I don't know if there are any.
A mountain, black. Curved, but looping. Like something along these lines. Something
Like this
along
here.
that. A loop. Some kind of a connector. Connecting? Like wires, cables. Got this idea of speed. This gives me the comparator of like a trolley or something.
Oh yeah. Comparators meaning that these man-made things, these structures of some kind, are connected by this wiring system here. And so in my brain is processing different types of man-made structures that are connected through wires like that. And so these comparators are like a trolley system and stuff like that. So and I put them down as comparators so that I don't have to sit and ponder that too long. And then I'll be stuck with concepts and ideas revolving around trolley cars and that kind of thing.
Like that? Some kind of, or a lift or something like that? Something along
Lift, like a ski lift or something like that. Something that would have, these are ideas that are coming into my mind relating around man-made objects that are connected through some type of wire cabling system.
lines.
Because all I can perceive right now is that there's man-made things and there's wires and cables that are connecting them all together. I'm declaring these because I don't know if these are true. The only thing that I feel is true right now is that there are multiple man-made objects, and they're all connected with cables. That's all I know is true right now. I can feel it as a quality. The perceptual quality is there. And so I don't want to get lost in the comparator realm. This is a realm in the mind where it's trying to resolve all of these things. It's a kind of an automatic processing mechanism that wants to resolve what these things could mean. Not always right. Every once in a while it might be right. You may get a matching comparator. Typically it's not right. So they have to be set aside. Otherwise this whole thing will turn into a big trolley car. And I don't want that. I only want the real perceptual experience that is going on in here. The gestalt of it. The purity of it. Like I was saying before, the purity of it is this. The analysis of it I'm putting over here. I'm repeating this because this is the key to remote viewing. This is the key to the doorway that most people can't get to or get past. They cannot resolve the comparator realm. It's too easy, it's too tempting, it's overwhelming to our remote viewer. Meaning that that a viewer could be going through this and they'll get on that lift and that trolley, and especially with this idea of a mountain, that's a ski lift. I guarantee it. There's no doubt about it. There's a ski lift. There they are. These are the cars. There's people in there. This is the cabling system. It's on a mountain. It's lifting them up. You're totally convinced. But that's all in the comparator realm of the mind, along with creative additions. And that's where that would be locked into. I have been training remote viewing for 20 years to be able to identify this, which is very, very difficult to do. And then control my ego enough to say that goes over here in the comparator realm, in the comparator file. Let's get back to the purity of the perceptions. That takes a long time. That takes a long time to get to that level. And that's why I want to show it. I want to show it and describe it because no one else is. So I am.
With this kind of mechanical feel. This mechanical feel to it. Cranking. Cranking. Something's cranking. Mechanical. Mechanical. Cranking in wires. Wires. That's my main gestalt here. These objects. There's a cranking, mechanical feel. Trolley, lift, train, something like that. Idea of a mountain. All right, let's check.
So that's where it stays. This is how I exercise, and this is so important. This is the stuff, and the reason that I put out so many videos like this is because this is what I wish I had when I first started learning the process of remote viewing. I make the videos I wish someone would have. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because it's so important. And that's difficult to understand unless you've gotten your brains bashed in from working target after target, getting stuck in this realm here where a comparator, the mind makes a comparator that is 7 or 8% of what the target is, and the individual is not yet experienced enough to leave that for what it is, as opposed to writing it out and turning everything into that. And it's a big deal. It's a very big deal. But this is the process. So that goes to the process of remote viewing correctly. And that's important. But also in this, which is more important, is the process of how an individual's mind and consciousness is processing this non-local experience. This target, quote unquote, is in a remote location and time. And in here are the processes of being able to perceive it, experience it, and describe it. And that's way up here level. Way up here level. The pursuit of understanding that, for me, is way more important than remote viewing results. But that's an argument. That's a point I beat like a dead horse. So that's what this video is about, and I hope you find it interesting, and many more to come.